Now to President Trump's major new statement involving the Taliban. The president earlier announcing that the U.S. is now trying to get back Bagram Airbase in Afghanistan.
We're going to leave Afghanistan, but we're going to leave it with strength and dignity. And we're going to keep Bagram, the big airbase, that one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons.
Bagram Airbase is located just north of Kabul, and certainly you remember these scenes from the Kabul airport. People chasing down airplanes after President Biden was withdrawing U.S. troops in 2021. A Pentagon report says $7 billion of U.S. military equipment was left behind at Bagram Airbase at the time. CNN's Natasha Bertrand has some new reporting on this. Tell us about your new reporting, Natasha, but also something that the president is alluding here to, which is that he disagrees with how Bagram was left, considering it was his administration that brokered the agreement that said that all U.S. and coalition forces would leave Afghanistan.
That's exactly right, Brianna. So what we're learning is that the president has been ordering his national security team for months now to find a way to get Bagram back into U.S. hands. It has been controlled by the Taliban since 2021. It was relinquished by the U.S. Back in July of 2021 to the Afghan government, which of course fell just about a month later and was taken over by the Taliban. But the reason why the U.S. relinquished that airbase to begin with was because of this agreement that President Trump struck with the Taliban in 2020, just prior to leaving office, that essentially mandated the full withdrawal of all U.S. forces from the country in exchange, essentially, for certain security guarantees from the Taliban. Now, according to our sources, there are several reasons why the president has been kind of fixated on this. One, of course, is that he believes that it was simply a failure and embarrassment by the Biden administration to give up the airbase, which was so important and so strategic for the U.S. military for decades when it came to Afghanistan. But then there are a number of other reasons that his national security team has articulated, including the need to surveil China, which has a border approximately 500 miles away. And as you heard President Trump say earlier today, they are, according to him, building nuclear missiles very close by. And so having a base so strategically located would allow the U.S. to better surveil the Chinese activity. Other reasons are because the U.S. wants access to certain rare earth elements inside Afghanistan, according to our sources, as well as mining. They want to establish a new counterterrorism node against ISIS to potentially conduct new operations against ISIS in the country. And they want to possibly reopen a diplomatic presence in the country. And all of those things, all of those objectives, sources stress to us that those are going to require U.S. troops to be on the ground. And so what the president is effectively proposing here is to put U.S. troops back into Afghanistan several years after, of course, that very chaotic withdrawal that led service members to be killed, as well as hundreds of Afghans as well during in a terrorist attack in Kabul during that evacuation process. And so this is obviously not happening anytime in the immediate future. The U.S. Has been trying to figure out a way to get the Taliban to give it back. And President Trump has said that he is looking to leverage the U.S.'s essentially position over the Taliban to try to get concessions from them, including getting Bagram back. So we'll have to see how this plays out. But it's something that the president is taking very seriously.
All right. Natasha Bertrand live for us at the Pentagon. Thank you so much.
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.